Hi, I'm Adam.
And I'm Joe.
We're the Maladjusted Misfits, but Joe, you should be in the sound booth I made for you and next door. This is the staging area.
I'm not recording in my closet.
A lot of podcasters do it. Just get on in there.
I'm not doing the whole episode in here.
We'll see. Get in there. All right. All right, welcome Misfits, and hello to any new Friends fans that stumbled across our podcast.
Every week we rewatch the next episode in sequential order.
That's the only way we can think of.
Yeah, otherwise it would just be weird. What's going on with you this week?
I don't know.
Yeah, you don't know?
I don't know.
Okay.
What's going on with you this week?
Not much.
Oh, well, see, there.
Yeah. I felt really old this week, though.
Oh, yeah? Why?
Because I got a new phone, and
Oh, right.
yeah, it was like torturous trying to set it up.
Well, you told me you were going to go to the store
Yeah.
and have them transfer everything over. And I was like, good, I don't want to go with you.
Yeah. But
And
then
then-
when I got there,
Yeah, and then you came back with the phone and you're like, I have to do it all myself. And I was like, oh, shit.
when I got
I
there,
want to go to the movies.
they handed me the bag. Like, here you go. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I don't like doing that transfer stuff.
So, yeah, because it was complicated. The girl kid's phone broke, and I wanted to give her my phone because my phone was newer.
Right. Now, don't go into the whole story. It'll take a half an hour.
It took 4 hours to upgrade.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Don't get into it. They don't want to hear that.
All right. What episode are we doing this week?
We are doing the one with two parties.
Woohoo!
All right. The IMDb episode plot is chaos ensues when Rachel's recently divorced parents show up at her surprise birthday party. So the gang has to find ways to keep her parents separated. Otherwise, they'll start fighting.
Oh, no. All right. So our episode director is none other than Michael Lembeck.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. March 26, 1973 through April 2nd, 1973, he acted in the musical Grease
Oh.
in a national tour at the Hannah Theater in Cleveland, Ohio.
Nice.
With Jeffrey Conaway as Danny Zuko.
Who's that?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were saying it like, you're going to know this guy. He played Danny Zuko.
Well, they acted like that was somebody we should know.
Well, considering I was 0 years old at that time.
I was 1 year old.
Yeah. Hello. This is Editing Adam. Not Show Adam. I just want to let everybody know that I looked up Jeffrey Conaway, and he's the guy that plays Kinnicky in the Grease movie. And then he was on the Taxi TV show and things like that. So that's who Jeff is, and I know him. Sorry I didn't remember your name. I'll now return you to the show in progress.
But remember last week I said this guy's lived a life?
Yeah.
He lived a life.
Yeah.
All right. Our episode writer was Alexa Young. She wrote several episodes for a series called Ghostwriter.
Ooh.
It ran from 1992 to 1993.
Writer, not writer. Right?
Writer. Not writer, like
Right.
in Nick Cage, not Ghost Rider.
Right.
It ran from 1992 to 1993. The premise is a group of kids solves local crimes, capers, and mysteries in their neighborhood
Oh.
with the help of a ghost who can only communicate through written words.
Huh.
I just thought that was really funny.
Yeah. They need a chalkboard wall in the house for the ghost to write on. Eleanor, come home. What is that?
No Ouija board, just a written word. What was our original air date?
The original air date is May 2nd, 1996.
All right.
And that week, the number one movie was The Wonderful Witchy, The Craft.
Aw, that was a good movie.
That was a good
It was
movie.
cute.
Also debuting at number 9, the first starring outing for our beloved David Schwimmer, the pallbearer.
Did we ever see that?
I don't think we did.
Oh, that's got to be one of our movies.
That's going to be probably not this break, but next break.
All right, next break. Are you ready for some trivia this week?
I am ready.
All right. So when Ron Liebman, who plays Rachel's dad,
Yes.
was initially offered the role of Rachel's dad, he
Right.
turned it down without a second thought, as he considered himself a serious actor.
Oh.
He was a dramatic actor, okay?
Yeah.
And was uninterested in doing a TV sitcom. But then his daughter found out, and he had been offered the role and begged him to take it. Mainly so that she could meet the cast of the show, because
That's
she was a
funny.
big fan. He finally agreed to do it, and when found out that he could play Dr. Green with a slightly dark streak in his persona, he had never seen the show or knew anything about the cast, so when he met them for the first time, he mistakenly assumed that Lisa Kudrow was Jennifer Aniston,
Oh.
which led initially a confused Kudrow to wonder why he kept talking to her about Rachel Green.
She was like, what's happening?
So then I looked up his,
Right.
movie history and stuff
Yeah.
like that. I didn't recognize anything he'd been in. But since Friends, he was in Archer, which is
Right.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So he must have, broke that serious theater
Right.
acting, dramatic, because he was in fucking Archer.
Well, he was in like a Slaughterhouse-5 or a Kurt Vonnegut movie
okay.
that I saw. I don't remember him being in it because I haven't seen it in forever, but
That's
I saw that he was in that. Yeah.
All right. Marlo Thomas revealed that when it was scripted that Joey was supposed to kiss Rachel's mom, Matt LeBlanc shyly asked Marlo's consent to, as she put it, really lay one on her. So he went over and asked her, "Is it okay if I really lay one on you?" I thought that was really
Yeah, that's
cute.
funny. I'm gonna kiss you.
Yeah. I'm going to sweep you off your feet, kiss you. And then for Rachel's birthday party, all of the main cast wear green in this episode.
Aw.
Monica and Rachel wear green dresses. Phoebe wears a half green pink blouse and pink slacks. Chandler and Joey both wear green shirts.
Yeah.
And Ross has a green tie.
Aw.
I thought that was really cute.
That is
I
cute.
had never noticed that before.
Well, I noticed that she was in green.
Yes.
And I noticed Chandler had a green shirt for some reason. I
Yeah.
happened to notice that.
But
uh,
then
yeah.
when I read that, I
Yeah.
noticed that everyone was wearing
Yeah.
green. So I thought that was cute.
very nice.
All right, what are your episode reactions?
2 parties. Marla Thomas and Rob Liebman. Lots of weird mingling and intertwining going on. Everybody gets stuff to do. It's a busy, fun episode. I enjoy this one quite a bit.
Yeah, I agree. Although the character is a dick, Rachel's dad is fun to watch.
Oh, I absolutely love him.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hate talking to him in real life. And I know a couple older guys that are like that.
Right.
But
Yes.
yeah, I love the character. Every time he's on, I'm like, oh, good. He's,
The back and forth is absolutely great. The boys keeping all the girls for their party is hilarious. Phoebe with the Underground Railroad escaping.
Right.
It's a good episode.
yeah, it's fun times.
Yes. So, favorite line. So it was funny because when I told you my favorite line, you were
Yeah.
like, that was almost mine.
Right. I had it picked and then I switched it out.
It's so funny.
And I thought about switching back, but you already had it.
So I went with Ross's line, "Alrighty, Roo," when he says it
Right.
to Mr. Green or Dr.
Yeah.
Green, and then he goes, "I picked the perfect time to say that for the first time."
Right.
It feels like something I would do or
Right.
say to someone's parents
Right.
or to my boss or something, and then be like, "What the fuck did I just say that for?" What was yours?
I also went with Ross. Ross has a lot of funny stuff
He
this
does.
week.
He does.
But yeah, him and Rachel's dad are just fun. So I went with Ross saying, "I was just moistening the tip."
I also, even though I don't like, what's that called?
Smoking?
No. Well, I
Drinking?
don't like smoking. When he, pulls the cigarette
Oh, yeah.
off his dry lip. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so funny.
Right.
Oh, too funny. Favorite moment? I'm torn.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Chandler hug with Rachel
Right.
when she's sad and he hugs her and then he hands her off to Ross. But I also love the Sandra Green kiss from Joey. She is so dazed afterwards.
Right.
And then she goes, "Oh, you kiss."
Right.
And then, like, pets Joey a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm torn.
Well, which one is your pick?
I don't know.
You got to pick one.
All right, I'm going to go with the Sandra Green kiss.
Okay.
What's yours?
I love the moment when Ross comes out into the hall wearing his glasses with a cigarette in his mouth, and he's just standing there. Dr. Green is just looking at him. Are those my glasses? He's great. I love that moment.
It's so funny. All right, favorite outfit. Although Rob Leeman's nautical outfit is up there for ironic at its finest.
Yes.
And he looks like he stepped out of a boat magazine.
Yeah.
I will pick Rachel's outfit post-graduation rant, okay? She comes back from the graduation, and she has this white button-down, and the top of it sheer.
Okay.
Yeah, and she has this black skirt. It's just really classy, tasteful. Yeah, I like it a lot.
And Ross got both the quotes, and Rachel's getting both the outfits.
Oh, all right.
I went with her birthday outfit.
Yeah.
A little iridescent green.
Pretty cute.
Yeah.
Pretty cute. All right, themes we explored this episode. Theme number 1, birthday flan.
Ooh. Have you ever had flan?
No, have you?
I think I have.
Okay.
I feel like I know what it tastes like.
Well, it looks like a big creme brulee.
Yeah.
And I've had creme brulee.
Yeah, I think it's a little different taste. I don't know.
Okay.
Theme 2, divorcing parents.
Theme 3, fun parties.
Fun parties. And theme 4, nautical clothes when you're not on the boat.
He talks a lot about the boat,
Right.
but he's nowhere near the boat.
Right. Yes.
All right, we're going to take a break before we break down the episode. Okay, people, I want you to take a piece of paper. Here you go. And write down your most embarrassing memory. Oh, and I do ask that when you're not using the markers, you put the caps back on them because they will dry out. Listen, you guys, I don't mean to be a pain about this, but I've noticed that some of you are just placing them on. You want to push the caps until you hear them click. Okay, the first person's most embarrassing story is, Monica, your party sucks.
I hated it here.
All right, very funny.
This is the worst. Is there a piñata? Okay, we're back.
Oh, we're back.
Ooh, cold open. All right. Moon Dance Diner. Monica, Phoebe, Chandler, Joey, and Ross.
Yes.
Double D Monica is waitressing, and the other friends are lined up at the counter. Nary a burger or a soft drink to be found.
Maybe they just finished eating.
They could have had, remnants of food sitting in front of them. I'm like, wow, the diner probably loves that.
Right. Just come sit at the counter and don't eat a damn thing.
So Monica is going on about a lace tablecloth and that they want for Rachel's birthday. And, it has to be special. So she's going to poach a salmon. Which I believe gets the poaching of salmon count up above the sweater vest tracker for this season.
Yes.
I believe she's talked about that more.
Yeah. I think the whole series, she talks more about salmon than anything else.
Right. So Ross questions why they have to have parties where she poaches things. And then Monica asks if he wants to be in charge of the food committee, which I'm sure she's been asking him that since they were 8. Do you want to be on the food committee? No. And then he asks why they have to have parties with committees. And Joey just wants to get pizza and beer and have fun.
Which is foreshadowing, because that's actually what they do later at their party.
Yeah. When they find out they're in charge, they're like, okay.
They have pizza and beer.
So Phoebe agrees, saying that fancy parties are only fun if you're fancy on the inside, and she's not sure that they are.
I don't think so.
Which was almost my best quote, too,
That's
because
pretty funny.
I'm not a fancy guy.
No.
You try to make me fancy sometimes.
There's occasions for us to be fancy. I don't make you do it often.
But Monica, feelings now bruised, says that if they don't want to be special, just throw whatever kind of party you want. I have to say that the self-pitying tone comes off a little weird when the person is dressed like that.
Right.
Then she catches Joey staring at her fake boobies and tells him that they aren't real, which he knows. He's seen her before. She assures him that she starts miles beneath the thing and honks her own breast.
And it's so weird because at 46 seconds of the cold open, that's the count, you can see Chandler or Matt Perry staring down the barrel of the camera, and he smiles.
Yeah. He's like, this is weird. Well, I think he's shoved into the counter.
Right.
And kind of like, there's no food. This is weird. But Chandler, responding to the boob honk, says it's like porno for clowns. And Q, I'll be there for you.
Woohoo! All right, so then we go to Central Perk, same 5 friends minus Rachel. And the gang is all at Central Perk discussing the party now. So they just pick up discussing the party.
Right.
Ross is making sure they don't need to cast Rachel's sisters yet because they cannot come.
Right.
Monica goes through the list of who she still needs to invite. Dylan, Emma, and Shannon Cooper. And Joey chimes in, whoa. No Shannon Cooper. And Phoebe says, why? Joey starts in about a raccoon, but changes it to she can't come because she steals stuff.
She stole all my raccoons.
So Chandler offers the real answer. Maybe she doesn't steal stuff and Joey just slept with her and didn't call her back.
Oh.
And the girls tell him how horrible he is. And Joe tries to defend himself by saying he liked her and maybe too much and he got scared. And then they both sincerely apologize. And then he laughs and says, I didn't think anyone would buy that. So Rachel storms in like a storm. Mm-hmm. And Ross asks how it went. And she says, it was the graduation from hell.
Ooh.
And Chan quips his cousin went to hell on a football scholarship. So Rachel ignores him and talks about how it's supposed to be a joyous occasion, that her sister is graduating from college, which no one thought would happen, which she did for a Toyota Celica.
Ooh.
And her parents could not stop arguing.
I always think of graduations as a boring occasion.
Oh, yeah. I don't like graduations.
No, they're a slog.
So my mom and dad made me go to a graduation that my brother was performing. Like he was took part in the graduation.
Right.
He wasn't graduating, and
Right.
they made me drive them there so they could see my brother take part in it. So I didn't even know anybody in the graduation except him, and he just had a small thing. He was terrible. Terrible. Rachel says Bishop Tutu had to stop and shush them. So Desmond Tutu was a South African Anglican bishop and a theologian known for his work in an anti-apartheid and human rights activist.
Okay.
He gave many commencement addresses, but I couldn't find any in 1996 in New York City. But I'm sure he gave a lot of commencement addresses. So.
Yeah.
But Rachel's fine, and you know why?
Why?
Because she gets to serve coffee for the next 8 hours.
Aww.
So Phoebe suggests not inviting her parents to the party. But Mon says, how about just your mom?
Why her mom?
Because I already invited her.
Makes sense.
And Phoebe says, ooh, did you ask Stacy Roth? And Joey says, nope, can't invite her. She also steals. And then there's an added line on the DVD.
Yeah.
And he goes, and so does her roommate.
So does her roommate. Okay. So now we're at Monica and Rachel's. Mm-hmm. Monica, Phoebe, Chandler, and Joey. And Phoebe is dressed like Harley Quinn in Two-Face mashup costume. And she has birthday candles and is asking where the birthday cake is. And then Monica delivers the news that there is no cake. It's a birthday flan, a traditional Mexican custard dessert. Joey says, it's nice. Happy birthday, Rachel. Here's some goo. Then there's a knock at the door and Monica answers it. It's Dr. Green, Rachel's dad. And she tells her friends because we've never met this character before.
Right.
So she's really telling the audience. And Chandler lets loose a balloon for comedic effect. Again, this is Ron Liebman. He sadly passed away in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I just want to restate again. He plays a lovely Dr. Green.
Yes.
He's such a sublime douchebag. And I love it every time he shows up. Oh, go ahead.
He's just really good at it.
Right now, Dr. Green is dressed like a Nautica catalog threw up all over him. And Monica asks why he's there. And he questions, what, the father can't drop by and see the daughter on her birthday? And Monica says, well, as the roommate, I could tell you she's not here, so I'll pass along that message. But then he kind of butts into the apartment and goes, ooh, you're having a birthday. And Monica tries to play the party off as not a party, then introduces Phoebe and Chandler and Joey, and Dr. Green, ever the gentleman, says, I'll never remember all of that. And he staggers toward the booze while questioning the logistics of a surprise party. Rachel comes home and jumps out, and people jump out and yell stuff, and Chandler observes,
this isn't your first surprise party, is it, sir?
And he kind of gives him that first Dr. Green look. He's like,
I don't like you.
Then there's another knock at the door. It's Mrs. Green, Sandra Green. I remembered her name all by myself. That's not true. Monica slams the door in her face. Then she tells the peeps inside it was a Chinese menu guy. He forgot the menus. And Chandler points out basically just a Chinese guy. Then there's another knock, and Joey tries to clear Dr. Green from the area by telling him they can put his jacket on Rachel's bed together. He sarcastically agrees that it sounds like a two-man job. Once he's cleared the room, Monica opens the door again, and Sandra asks what that was all about. And Monica plays it off like she thought Mrs. Green was Rachel, and they weren't ready yet. And she is surprised to hear she was mistaken for Rachel, but Chandler points out that she looks so young. And then Phoebe adds that they're both white women. Sandra says, oh, I missed you kids, and asks if she could put her coat in the bedroom. And Chandler yells, no. Then says he'll take it for her. While she scopes out the party, Chandler takes the coat towards the door and then stashes it in a cabinet when Mrs. Green isn't looking. And I would like to see the conversation Joey and Mr. Green had in Rachel's room.
Right, because they're in there for quite some time.
They're in there for like a good 2 minutes, which is way longer than you need to throw a coat on the bed.
And be stuck in a closed room with Dr. Green.
Yeah. So Sandra starts telling a story about what happened on the way there. And then Joey opens the door and Phoebe starts cracking up at the anecdote that she hasn't even heard yet because she wants her focused attention on her. And Joey slams the door, and Phoebe says she can't wait to hear the rest of it, but she really has to go to the bathroom, and invites Mrs. Green to go to the bathroom with her, like gal pals at a restaurant. It'll be fun. I hope she didn't have to go number 2.
Oh, that's gross. I don't like people talking to me while I'm going to the bathroom.
Well, yeah. It's weird. Monica panics, OMGing a bunch, and Chandler suggests they think, what would Jack and Chrissy do? Because they're the Three's Company characters.
Yeah.
They always have to deal with problems like this.
They have to reference that, yeah.
Then Joey comes out with Mr. Green, since the coast is clear, and Monica suggests they take him next door. And Chandler is leaping over the furniture, being neurotic, and asks, why again? And Monica says, well, that's where the party is, you goon. This is just the staging area. And the pair lead Dr. Green out of the apartment. Sorry, this is the staging area. And Joey grabs some of the decorations on his way out, saying, oh, these are in the wrong apartment. And so the 2 parties are born.
So we're in the hallway.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler and some party goers.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler leads the guys to the party number 1 and shows the women to party number 2, which is his apartment, even throwing a couple straggler men into Monica's apartment. The buzzer buzzes, indicating Rachel is coming. Mm-hmm. Chandler steals one more blonde woman from Monica's apartment and rushes her over.
Yeah.
Ross and Rachel make their way down the hallway, and Rach thanks him for the wonderful dinner, and he thanks her for being born. She also thanks him for the beautiful earrings. They're perfect, and she loves him. And he says she can exchange them if she wants, and she says now she loves him even more.
Oh, they always stayed with the exchanging.
I know. They kiss their way into Monica's apartment, and one surprise. She says hi to Monica and her mom, and she says, oh, I had no idea. And Ross says, really? And she says, no, I knew. Monica quickly shoos him across the hall to Joey and Chandler's. Now, go. And then 2 surprises. And then happy birthday, sweet pea. Surprise, daddy.
I think it's funny that he's standing there like, this party is great because I'm here. Right?
Yeah, I'm the reason we're having this party. So cut to later. We're still at Chandler and Joey's. Rachel's freaking out that both of them are there. They're both here. Both of them are here. And Chandler says, well, we could count again. And Ross says it's ridiculous that we should just put them together. Who cares? Rach cares. That's who. And he goes, that's right.
That's right. That's a good idea.
So Chan asks if she's going to be okay, and Rach says she'll have to look at the bright side. She looks at it. She gets 2 birthday parties and 2 birthday cakes. Biddy breaks it to her. Actually, just 1 birthday flan.
Flan.
What?
It's a traditional Mexican custard dessert. Talk to Monica. She was on the food committee.
Poor Rachel.
All right. So then we're at Chandler and Joey's, and there's party people there. It's a little bit later. And Chandler runs from the bathroom, calling for Joey. He finds Joey holding a volleyball and tells him that some girl walked up to him and said, I want you, Dennis, and stuck her tongue down his throat. He loves this party. Did he leave the bathroom just so he could tell Joey?
Yeah, well, Joey left Janine
Right,
just so he could come tell them. So apparently they have to tell each other.
So Joey says he has a quick volleyball question.
Volleyball?
Yeah. Joe explains that they set up a court in Chandler's bedroom and asks if he really liked that gray lamp. Did he? And Chandler says, a woman just stuck her tongue down my throat. I'm not even listening to you right now. And Joey gives a thumbs up. Then a woman's voice calls Dennis, and Chandler goes, okay, that's me, and runs back into the bathroom.
I just realized that Chandler pretends to be other people quite a few times.
Yeah. That's his go-to move.
Yeah. I'm just going to pretend to be this guy.
If there, in fact, was somebody in the bathroom. I'm just saying. So we land on Rachel then asking Ross to keep her dad occupied while she goes to find her mom. And Ross asks for ideas for openers, and she tells him to avoid, I'm the guy doing your daughter, and you should be okay. You know, instead of like, hey, Dr. Green, Rachel's really good at the mouth stuff.
Oh, my God. Beep, 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 beep. Bleep.
You want that bleep?
No.
No bleep. Okay.
I'm kidding.
Bleep, bleep.
All right. We're at Monica and Rachel. So Monica's party. In stark contrast to the loud music and the lively atmosphere of the other party, this is quiet and subdued.
I'll say.
Monica is giving instructions to play her game. Take a piece of paper and write down your most embarrassing memory. She asks when not using the markers that you put the caps back on them because they will dry out. Cut to Ross talking to Dr. Green. He plops down on Rosita. Wait, that's not Rosita. He doesn't get Rosita until after the robbery.
Right.
Sorry. He sits down in the unnamed Barca lounger and asks him how the vascular surgery game is. It's not a game, Ross.
Why are there no surgery games? That would be sick. Or
Here we go.
an ER video game where you have to manage the severity of people coming in and treat them. They should have ERs in Fortnite for when you get wounded.
You done?
Yeah.
Besides, they had a game called Operation. With that and the game Perfection is why our generation is filled with anxiety.
But it would help you manage anxiety because you're treating the people. It would show more skills than just running around shooting at people. That's all I'm saying.
Anywho, Dr. Green explains that a woman died on his table today. And Ross explains he's lucky because all the dinos on his table are already dead.
It's not a game, Rod.
We cut back to Monica, and she's still harping on the markers. They are not just placing the caps back on and pushing them until they hear the click.
The click thing's pretty funny.
But I find the click thing satisfying, so I would want to collect them all and then push them all down for myself to hear the click from
But
my
they could be
personal
already dried out by then.
I doubt it. So Gunther tries to make a break for it and gets yelled at.
Oh my.
Phoebe tells him to go, and he says, no, she'll yell at me again.
No, she'll yell at me again.
It's so funny and sad. And did you notice he has a ring on his left-hand ring finger?
Oh.
Was Gunther supposed to be married?
I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe he has a whole little,
side story we don't know about. So Phoebe says she can get Gunther out. She says she'll create a diversion and he should bolt and not look back. They smile wryly at each other.
Well, once he gets the hots for Rachel,
yeah,
he talks about her at home all the time. And then he gets divorced.
I could see that happening.
All right, so now we're back at the boys' party. Mm-hmm. Dr. Green is trying to rid himself of Ross, saying he needs a drink. But Ross jumps up and offers to get it for him. He's like, what can I get you? And he's like, scotch. And Ross says, fine. Scotch. All right. Be back in 10 seconds with your scotch on the rocks in a glass. And then Dr. Green yells, neat. And Ross, as would I, rejoinders with, cool. Like, I don't, okay. No. Neat. As in no ice. And Ross smiles and goes, I know. It's okay, Ross. I never heard of it till this episode either.
I never would have known what neat meant.
So then we follow Ross next door, and he's making a beeline for the scotch. And Ross gets it right away. I'd have to pick up all the bottles and read them and be like, what the fuck is... But he runs into Mrs. Green, who asks where he's been. And he tells her that he's been in the bathroom with Chandler. No. He warns her to stay clear of the salmon mousse. Monica would rip his heart right out if she heard him say that. Ross pours the scotch neat, and Mrs. Green comments that that's Rachel's father's drink. And he claims that it's his favorite, too. To throw her off the trail of Dr. Green actually being next door. And then he claims that it's neat. Scotch neat. And then he does the little soft arm punch thing, and then asks to be excused. In the hallway, he runs into Dr. Green, and Ross asks, hey, where you sneaking off to, mister? And Dr. Green decided he wanted his cigarettes out of his jacket. And Ross says, no. And he's like, what do you mean, no? He's like, people don't say no to me. What the fuck are you talking about? But Ross, fast thinker that he is, tells the doc that that's a staging area. If he goes in there, it'll ruin the illusion of the party. And I kind of love the weird look that Dr. Green gives to Ross, as Ross tells him to take his scotch and get back on in there. He'll get his cigarettes. He asks for his glasses too, and Ross says, alrighty, Roo. And then after closing the door, Ross laments that that was a great moment to say that for the first time. And Ross goes back into Monica's and heads straight for the bedroom. Monica goes to read the first person's most embarrassing moment, but it reads, Monica, your party sucks. She says, very funny, but we all know she died a little inside. Aww. Then Phoebe shouts, and again, this is her distraction for Gunther that we talked about earlier. No. Did somebody forget to use a coaster?
What?
Yeah. Monica shouts as she runs over. But Phoebe nods to Gunther, who sneaks out. And Monica goes, I don't see anything. And Phoebe tells her, great, I'm seeing water rings again. This is further proof of my theory that Phoebe uses her fake weird behavior as a distractions and entertainment for herself.
She does walk away very proud of herself.
Ross then comes from the bedroom with Rachel's dad's glasses and cigarettes. And of course, Mrs. Green is standing right there and asks him whose glasses those are. At this point, I'd have been like, your husband's okay? He's right next door. We're trying to keep you apart so you don't fight. But I'm getting no cooperation from you.
So sit down, shut up, and leave me alone.
But Ross, being a sitcom character, says they are his.
You wear bifocals?
Mm-hmm. I have a condition, apparently, that I require 2 different sets of vocals.
I love that he says I require 2 different sets of vocals.
Yes. And in one shot, you could see Aniston trying not to
I
laugh.
did see that on our watch through of the DVD.
Yeah.
I thought that was too funny.
And Sandra questions, do you know my husband has glasses just like that?
That is brand new information.
Honey, you don't have a husband. You got divorced.
That's right. You have an ex.
But Rachel points out that they are very popular frames. Neil Sedaka wears them, Ross says. Joe, Neil Sedaka?
Oh, you betcha. Neil Sedaka is an American singer-songwriter and pianist.
Okay.
Since his music career began in 1957, he has sold millions of records worldwide and has written or co-written over 500 songs for himself or other artists. Songs that you may recognize as Calendar Girl. You know that song?
Yes.
Love Will Keep Us Together.
No.
Breaking Up is Hard to Do. He's still alive. He's 85 years young. And most recently, he did mini concerts on social media during the pandemic in 2020.
And that's special.
He's still kicking.
Well, good for,
Neil Sedaka.
yeah, Neil Sedaka.
Yeah.
On the other side of the room, a guy asks Phoebe about getting out of the bad party and into the good party. Back to R&R. Sandra is now focused on the cigarettes. They lie about Ross smokes like a chimney. Big smoker. And he does that packing, against your hand thing.
Right.
But he flicks a cigarette on Mrs. Green. And big smoker. And Ross tells her he's going to go into the hall to fire up this bad boy and sticks one in his mouth. And then Ross walks out the door, wearing the glasses, cigarette in his mouth, and Dr. fucking Green is standing there in the hall.
Like, did he not go back in there, or did he get impatient and come back out?
Yeah, I think something's happening in the other room. Every time he goes in there, he's like getting hit with a volleyball or something. So he goes, are you wearing my glasses? And Ross admits that he is. I was just warming the earpieces for you. Is that one of my cigarettes? And Ross is like, yeah, I was just moistening the tip. Oh my gosh. I don't want to say moistening the tip to anybody.
Out of context, it's really, really weird. All right, we're going to Monica's party. Phoebe is eating asparagus while looking nonchalant as she's prepping more people for evac.
Right.
She says she's taking the trash out. So she says, Monica's taking the trash out. It has to be now. She'll be back any minute. What about my friend Victor? No, only the three of you. Any more than that, and she'll get suspicious. Let me go get my coat. No, there isn't time. You must leave everything. They'll take care of you next door. Escapee number 1. Is it true they have beer? Phoebe assures them that everything they have heard is true. This reminds me of the IT crowd. Remember when Jen starts smoking and they walk like they have to go to Siberia?
Yeah.
They walk and walk and walk.
The new smoking section is even farther away.
So we cut back to the boys' party.
Yeah.
Monica's yelling at them for being loud because they're about to start a Boggle tournament.
Oh.
I love Boggle.
I do, but it's not really a big party game.
But there is a cut line.
Yeah.
Chandler says to Joe, if they learn that they are going to be playing spelling games over there, there'll be no one left at our party. And then they laugh hysterically. Yeah. So
that makes the hysterically laughing a little bit, a little more sense.
Yeah.
Not quite as mean.
Then Monica starts seeing people, and she goes, you're supposed to be at my party. And Gunther, who looks ashamed for like a half a second before he starts dancing again.
Yeah, he's like, I'm already here. I'm going to enjoy myself.
Enter Thieves with the fugitives and explains to Monica they work hard and they need a little fun. Go. So Monica tries to justify that her party is fun and a quieter, less obvious fun sort of fun. And then she gets beamed in the head with a volleyball.
Oh, and she gives a nasty look.
She does. So we cut to Monica's party. Rachel's mother wants Rachel to see a therapist because she is dating a man who is exactly like her father.
I think I said to you, I think it's funny.
Yeah.
That she picks like 3 superficial details.
Right. 3 things in 5 seconds.
And goes, oh, he is exactly like your father. Because Ross and Dr. Green are nothing alike.
Right. Then we cut back to Dr. Green bitching about her mother spending $1,200 on bonsai trees that made him feel like Gulliver. We cut to Mrs. Green. You work and you work and you work on a marriage, but all he cares about is this stupid boat. And you cut to Mr. Green. You work and you work and you work on a boat. Cut back to Mrs. Green. He's always ridiculed my pottery classes. And cut to Mr. Green. Some other petty bullshit about sanding and varnishing the boat. And cut back to Mrs. Green. When all is said and done, he still drinks out of the mugs.
Oh.
Which I assume is from her pottery classes.
Right.
Cut to Mr. Green. One night yoga, the other night her bridges of Madison County. Mrs. Green voiceover. The scotch, the cigarettes. Mr. Green voiceover. The bonsais, the chihuahua. And what the hell does she want with half a boat? Rachel's head is spinning, as are we.
Yeah.
And it cuts to the hallway. Rachel's sitting. Chandler chases some girl shouting, "You can be shirts and I'll be skins."
Aw.
So Chandler asks, "How you holding up there, Tiger?"
Tiger.
She gives him a cross between
Tiger.
pissed
Sorry.
and confused.
Yeah.
He explains when his parents were getting divorced, he would get a lot of tigers, champs, chiefs, sports, and one time, a governor. And Rachel asks if this is it, isn't it? Thanksgiving, Christmases, she gets the house, he gets some condo, his sister's decorating with wicker.
Ugh.
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 That's like almost as bad as Chandler and Joey's like patio furniture.
Yeah.
It is patio furniture.
Yeah.
And she asked Chandler how he got through it. And he said he had a regimented program of denial and wetting the bed.
But she's not 10.
No. She tells him about how the bitching about each other reminded her about the 4th of July.
Because it reminded you of how our forefathers used to bitch at each other?
And Rachel tells the story about the fireworks. They would all complain about something, but when the fireworks started, everyone shut up and smushed under the too small blanket and watched the fireworks. But now, Chandler goes over and hugs her. And then Ross comes out into the hallway, and Chandler hands her off.
Oh, it's so cute,
It
too.
is cute.
All right. Enough of this cuteness. We're back to Monica's party. Mm-hmm. And she is seeing off the guests. Mrs. Green is taking off. I guess she found her jacket in the cabinet. She tells Mon that she left her 10 verbs on the table. Be sure and send me that finished poem. And then says goodbye. And Monica checks the hall and lets Rachel know her mom wants to say bye. She tells her daughter happy birthday as they hug, and the other door opens, and it's Mr. Green there. And Mr. Green, to me, doesn't seem like the I'm going to stay till the end of the party kind of guy.
No.
He seems like I've had my 2 glasses of scotch, I'm going to leave now.
Right.
Joey and Chandler grab him and tell him to drive safe as Ross holds the door closed.
Mrs. Green asks what Ross is
He
doing.
says, I'm getting ready for the water skiing.
And Rachel brings her mom in for another hug.
And then Mr. Green pulls the door open with Ross still attached. He pulls it so easily too.
Right.
But Mr. Green starts to leave for his coat and they try and stop him, but he insists he can get his own coat. Brag.
And the girls push Mrs. Green aside.
Yeah. And then the boys do a little dance wall across the hall so the 2 parents can't see each other. They do a little dancing thing. It's almost my favorite moment.
It is pretty cute.
And Dr. Green goes across the hall into the other apartment and they slam the door.
And then Chandler tells Mrs. Green they're on a major flan high. And inside, Phoebe sees Mr. Green putting on his coat and tells him, "You can't be here. This is the staging area and you should leave."
Get out!
Phoebe opens the door.
And the boys all yell, so she won't let him come out.
And she turns and says, "Perhaps you'd like a creme de menthe."
But he insists on going back to his chateau. Fancy.
And Phoebe goes, "Well, I guess we're going back into the hall."
In a panic, this is when Joey thanks Mrs. Green for coming and kisses her. Kissing her all the way across the hall, turning her head so she can't see, and just keeps on kissing.
And then the boys form another wall as Rachel steers her father towards the stairs.
And Joey breaks off the kiss and tells Sandra to take care.
And Sandra says, "Oh, you kids." and pets Joey a little too much. She lingers a little.
Yeah.
And says, "This is the best party I've been to in years."
And Monica does a big, "Thank you."
I'm thinking it had nothing to do with you, man.
Aww.
And then we come to the tag, which is Flan Cam.
Flan Cam.
POV from the flan. So it opens on the flan, and Monica yelling, "It's time for flan!" And it says,
the more you say it, it sounds less like a word.
I know, right? Flan? Is it flan?
Flan? Yeah, it's flan.
Flan Cam. Flan?
Flan?
Birthday flan.
Yeah. Words lost all meaning.
Flan Cam.
Flan, whatever. Flim
Opens
flan.
on the flan, and Monica yells, "It's time for flan!" It says, "Happy birthday, Rachel." And I gotta say, I would be pissed because birthday cake is the best thing about birthdays.
Yes.
Especially when you get older, because there's nothing else to look forward to. And then I gotta step on my soapbox for a minute. When I was younger, my birthday was in July, and it was always hot, and we didn't have air conditioning, and my mom never made me a birthday cake.
Right.
And so she always went to Friendly's, which might just be a local thing for us, but it was this ice cream store. And she got me a sherbet watermelon roll. So it was shaped like a watermelon.
Right, I remember those.
And it was made to look like watermelon. And then the seeds were chocolate chips. And I hate chocolate chips in ice cream.
Right.
It's a long story. But anyway, and I got it every year because they thought it was cute and they thought I loved it. And then I didn't like it. And so Adam always made sure I have had a birthday cake for the last 30 years.
That's right.
I love you.
I love you.
I'm stepping off my soapbox. So.
And
Doesn't matter how hot it
cake.
is. Get a fucking birthday cake. All right. So Chandler says, "Yep, get ready for the gelatinous fun." And Joey says, "It looks like pus." Well, he says, "It looks like the stuff you get when you get a bad infection."
So yeah, pus.
Mon says, "That's enough." And Phoebe says, "Make a special flan wish." And Rachel says, "Okay, I got one." And she blows out the candles. And immediately the volleyball smashes into the middle of the flan. And she says, "Wow, those things almost never come true."
Ooh.
And that is the end of the episode.
That's the end of the episode.
Cut and print. We're going to take another quick break. We'll be right back.
I think I need a drink.
Oh, I'll get it for you. What do you want?
Scotch.
Scotch. All right, I'll be back in 10 seconds with your scotch on the rocks in a glass.
Neat.
Cool.
No. Neat. As in noise.
I know.
Well, hello, Ross. Where have you been?
Hi, I've been in the bathroom. Stay clear of the salmon mousse.
Oh, Scotch neat. You know, that's Rachel's father's drink.
Oh, huh. Mine too. Isn't that neat? Scotch neat. Would you excuse me? All right, we're back.
For the wrap up.
Yes. What did we learn this episode?
Joe, what did you learn?
I probably would have killed Dr. Green. Not sure I would have even married him in the first place.
Well, no. You wouldn't have.
No. I think there's a time and a place for Monica's party, but
Right.
Rachel's birthday was not it.
No. It's closer than Phoebe's birthday.
Right. Phoebe would have been a good station master. That is what they called the women that helped move people along the Underground Railroad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
What I learned from this episode is Monica is going to be great at her children's birthday parties. You know, when you have to structure a bunch of little kids.
You have to keep them doing stuff all the time.
Another thing is the friends do really go above and beyond for Rachel in this one.
Yep.
You know, they really work hard to keep her parents separated.
I don't think I understand staging area, but...
That's just the thing they made up.
Okay.
She made it up in a second to get him out of the apartment. And Joey may be getting a call from Mrs. Green, I think.
She steals stuff.
We can't invite Rachel's mom. She steals stuff.
What's your final thoughts?
My final thought is we all know those couples that split up as soon as the kids get to college or leave home. But Mr. and Mrs. Green really should have split much sooner.
Yeah, for sure. And I'm not sure why people of that generation feel like they need to stay married, you know? I also think it's weird that it affects Rachel so much being older. Maybe I'm just thinking of my parents. I'd be like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think the divorce thing is one of those things that every generation has gotten a little bit easier.
Yeah,
you know.
it's true.
So they're still in that generation where it was, like, oh, you don't do that. It's embarrassing.
All right. We had no sweater vests this episode.
Yeah, so we're still at 6.
We're still at 6.
But soon we'll be adding the first 2 seasons together.
Ooh.
So
yeah,
that'll kick us up a little bit.
That's cool. All right, what's our IMDb rating for this episode?
Okay, so this one got 8.9 out of 10 stars.
Okay.
With 6,700 reviews. So this is one of the highest rated.
Oh.
Yeah, the higher rated episodes.
Okay, for season 2?
Yeah.
All right, so I read through a lot of the reviews, and some of them were good, but they just kept regurgitating the plot. Right. So I picked this one. It's a 7 out of 10, but I picked it because it was really funny.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm listening. I haven't read this.
Okay. So it's 7 out of 10. Mm-hmm. It's titled, What's the Problem? I Do Not Understand. It's written by Monopoly Money 18, November 2023. Okay. This episode is a very typical episode of Friends, which is very funny and enjoyable antics. I enjoyed watching the cast rush around and covering up the parties like some big government conspiracy.
Right.
But I do not understand what the problem is with flan in this episode.
Oh.
Flan is a very good dessert, and everyone I know thinks so as well. Why do the cast hate it so? Why do so many Americans not have the capacity to enjoy things from different cultures and alienate them simply because they are different?
Yeah.
The show is called Friends, so why are there no friends with those from Mexico, where the dessert is originated? It seems more that this episode should have been part of the spin-off show called Passive Aggressive Companions.
Whoa. Nice.
I'm kidding. It was funny. I give it that. 7.349273923 out of 10 stars.
Ooh. This is somebody who's like, okay, I have something to say about flan right now.
I thought it was so funny. They're like, what is up with the flan jokes? They thought the show was
Again,
funny.
I don't think nowadays people would
care about the flan.
It's like sushi jokes in the 80s.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of sushi jokes in the 80s. But now
everybody
loves
sushi.
sushi. So you don't hear those anymore.
I just think it was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty good. This is why flan is way better than birthday cake. Reach number 1.
We hear you, Monopoly Money. We hear you. All right. What is next week's episode?
Next week, the one with the chicken pox.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. What's our synopsis?
Okay. Well, Monica gets all Monica at Richard's lack of thing. Joey thinks about taking a job at Chandler's office. You know what?
What?
Just did. And Phoebe contracts the pox just as Carlos Irwin Estevez stops by for some leave.
Oh. That was before Charlie Sheen went off the deep end. All right. Are you ready for some maladjusted content?
Sure. Why not?
All right.
What did we do?
What did we do this week?
We watched True Romance.
We did watch True Romance.
And there was like 8 people from Friends in
True
Romance.
Did. Every time you would mention one, I would name like 5 more, and you were like, I forgot about that.
There's Gary Goldman and Brad Pitt.
Yep.
And, the one health inspector guy and some other guy Phoebe dates.
Yep.
There's a ton of them. It was fun.
It is fun.
But
Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
Yeah. We finished Baby Reindeer, so we watched Baby Reindeer, which was good.
That was good. That was funny.
Dark and anxious, but good.
Yeah, it was making you a little crazy.
Yeah.
And you're like, why this? Why that? I mean, it's easy.
Yeah. Just let it play. I think it was really good because it was the guy that stars in it.
Yeah.
Wrote and starred in it, and it's based on his life.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So it's
weird
based
that
on a
he
true
got
story.
to reenact his life. That's fun.
It's weird. I'm sure there's some stuff in there that's like padded, but
Well, right.
yeah,
I mean, it's always going to be dramatic.
yeah, it was good.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
It was weird. It's funny and tense and dramatic and everything.
And then we just started watching The Umbrella Academy again because the new season comes out, right?
Yeah, it comes out soon. I'm not sure when.
Right. But we don't remember anything.
Yeah, and I don't think we watched the third season.
I think we started it, but we didn't finish it.
Yeah, I don't. Sometimes when you're doing a bunch of shows,
Yeah.
I forget that I started something, and then it's like, oh yeah, we never finished that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we started that. That's a weird one. I like it. I like
good.
the weirdness.
What were we watching? And the girl kid was like, "What's this?"
That was the Umbrella Academy.
That's right.
She was like, "What is the name of this program?"
So we usually watch it something during dinner, and she usually sits at the counter and watches. And most of the time, she gets up and goes right back upstairs when she's done. But sometimes she gets intrigued.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Do we watch any other movies?
I think that's about it.
Yeah. That's about it.
That's about it.
That's about it.
Well, let's get these mamma jammas out of here.
All right. Thanks. Oops, sorry. I closed my iPad. Hold on.
Oops, sorry.
Thanks. Oops, sorry. If you would like to leave your thoughts or reactions regarding future episodes to be shared with the rest of the class, or you just want to reach out and say, hey,
come on. We want to hear from more of you misfits out there.
email us at themaladjustedmisfits@gmail.com. Rate us and leave positive comments.
And if you have a negative comment, try to leave it in a positive way.
Check us out on Facebook and Instagram. You can follow the links in the show notes. The pages are called The One Where We Talk About Friends.
Joe, you ready for a cup of coffee?
Always. No, she'll yell at me again.